Hey guys, it's your girl Alicia, K Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another episode of WandaVision. We're now on episode 2, and I am, yes, very curious to see where we're going to go with this episode. I just watched episode 1, and as I mentioned in that one, this is a very, very strange premise for the show so far, but I'm liking that we're seeing a little bit, we saw a little bit of the frayed edges of this weird dream world that we're in pop up when the boss for Mr. Hart showed up for dinner and started asking those hard-hitting, realistic questions, and neither of them could really answer or didn't want to answer. We're not sure yet. So I'm really excited to see where we're going to go from here and find out if we're going to keep picking at the threads here of this strange tapestry and actually get some things to unravel. So without too much more introduction, we're going to jump into this episode, but you know the drill. If you've been here before and you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified when I react to this show as well as many others that I do, including a few Marvel ones, so please check it out. Alright, without further ado guys, let's get into the episode right about now.
We have absolutely no reason to be...
Really, Vish? Really? High-powered stealth robot.
One of us should really determine the source of that sound.
I mean, seriously, you went up against Thanos' army and were scared of a few bumps in the night. The Jetsons flashbacks I'm getting right now. So does this mean that the illusion is getting... Is it deepening because she got so close to the edge last time? Okay, Paul Bettany in a top hat. Thank you for that. Whoever wrote this in, I appreciate you.
This is our home now. I want us to fit in.
Okay, that was a very pointed statement. This is our home now. Something in color. I like it. And it's in Iron Man colors. Just saying.
Just mind your P's and Q's and you're gonna do just fine.
Or maybe I could just be myself, more or less.
That face! That was great.
Good.
Let's go with plan A.
All of this is for the children.
Sure it is. Ooh,
For the children.
I hate chants. Anytime people chant like that, it's a cult. Every time.
How is anybody doing this sober?
She's me. She's totally me. I'd be like, I'm actually totally phased right now, so keep doing what you're doing, y'all.
What I mean to say is that I don't eat food in between meals, but in meal times. Oof, I'm a regular eating machine.
Hey, fellas.
It's kind of funny because it's sort of the way he'd have to act if he really was living in the real world, right?
Is that it's purely for mastication.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
And in Westview, cheers.
Who knew you were such a funny guy?
Oh, wow. Oh, no, a gum in the works, quite literally.
But I assure you, I don't mean anyone any harm.
Interesting
I
convo.
don't believe you.
Okay. High-pitched noise, frequencies. Help me, Rhonda. Here's that who are you question again. Who's... Okay, someone trying to get through to her.
Strucker, he'll make time for you.
Strucker. Von Strucker? Strucker, why is that name familiar?
This.
Oh, well, me and the boys were playing around.
So gum makes Vision drunk? Is this what I'm trying to pick up right now?
To support Westview Elementary for the children.
For the children. Ah, the cult chant.
Is this Scott?
No.
No.
I beg to differ. Really?
Paul Bettany is a king. I love him.
I will now make my wife
Disappear.
disappear.
Insert snide comment.
Sure you don't want an audience volunteer named My Husband Ralph? Oh.
There we go. We always had to have those back in the day.
Would you look at that? That would have gummed up my works, didn't it?
Did I not call that? We saw that coming.
I would like to award you with the inaugural Comedy Performance of the Year. Thank you.
This is so cheesy. I feel like the actors were like collapsed in cackles at the end of all of these episodes because it's too much.
For the children.
Don't.
Well, I think the children might need some popcorn.
Or Wanda.
We don't have
What?
kids.
Vision. This is really happening.
That's not how pregnancy works.
Yes. It's
Bees. And that same symbol that was on the helicopter.
No.
Interesting. All right, we've added the layer of color. This will probably answer a few more questions for us as well. Of course she's wearing red. I was like, I bet you she's wearing red or Scarlet.
Wanda. Who's doing the C, Wanda?
Oh,
Wanda.
whose voice is this? Oh, we're done. Interesting. This show is so interesting because I feel like it's the same ploy that is being used on Wanda is kind of being used on us as an audience, right? Like the whole setup of the show and the distractions and the silliness and the physical humor, slapstick humor stuff, it's like all made to distract us from the fact that there's something very wrong going on right now. But now, as I mentioned in the last episode, when the boss came over and asked her the questions of like, why did you come here? Where did you come from? All those things. And it started to kind of break the illusion. It was snapped back, right? She told Vision to stop it and they went back into the illusion. Now in this one, the for the children was repeated multiple times throughout the episode, which is obviously, like I said, it's either to the cult behavior of the chanting, but the fact that it was about children. And then we see Wanda pregnant at the end of the episode, which we know is impossible because Vision is not human. He's not, even though he had a body, it was a robot, right? He's not capable of reproducing. So whether this was just a long shot dream of Wanda's or it's a symbolic of something else that she's created or manifested, I don't know, because we all know that her powers were just, we scratched the surface of what Wanda was capable of in the movies. I don't even know if she'd be able to manifest something like that if she really worked hard enough, but we'll come back to that. But once again, we had the pops of color show up in this episode for the first time. Like we didn't have any color in the last episode, but in this one, we had the helicopter with the symbol on the side. And I'm trying to think of whether or not I've seen that symbol. I'm not sure that I have. That symbol may not be new, but it's new to me. So for those who know what that means, or if it's something you can tell me without giving too much away, please put that in the comments so that I can be a little bit more, get a better understanding, I guess, of what's going on there. But yeah, we saw the helicopter happen first, and then we saw the beekeeper, or the guy at least in a beekeeping / hazmat suit, surrounded by what looked like bees with the same symbol on the back of his uniform. And then he looked, I didn't see a face, so I'm not sure if that's going to appear later on, but we saw that Wanda clearly recognized whatever it was. Like, it wasn't fear in her eyes so much as recognition. And then just that simple word, no. Like, she rejected whatever that was right off the bat. And then we went right back to the moment where she discovered she's suddenly very pregnant. And asking if it's real and the reassurance that the illusion is real, which clearly it's not. And they keep giving us more and more ridiculous things, right? So, in the last episode, all the things that went down with the boss. In this episode now, I mean, we all know how pregnancy works. You don't suddenly go from not showing to suddenly looking like you're in your third trimester, right? So, things are starting to fall apart a little bit more, right? The whole interaction with the queen bee of the neighborhood, when she once again was like, I've heard things about you. I heard that you, and then, and Wanda's response of, we're not here to hurt anyone. Like, who jumps to that conclusion, right? Especially considering how light and airy everything else has been. Instead of her saying something like, what have you heard? Or, whatever you've heard, I'm sure it's been exaggerated. You know what I mean? Something light. She goes directly to, we don't mean you any harm. And then, we have the queen bee going, I don't believe you. We hear the radio kick in with what looks like somebody from the real world outside of the illusion trying to communicate with Wanda somehow. So very interesting. The way that they're putting this puzzle together is really fun. Like I said, it's a very abstract way to tell a story, but I'm here for it. We've had the standard way of doing it for a long time. So this very abstract kind of putting these little puzzle pieces in random places, and then hopefully towards the end of the season, we're going to see them all come together. Like, that's really cool. And being able to theorize on what all of it means, that's half the fun of it all, really. And it's very out there, though. It's very out there. And again, I think they're doing a great job of using the premise of this sitcom to keep us distracted from what would be the little hints, I guess you could say, as to what's really going on. Now, I'm focusing a lot on what's kind of going on in the show right now, but I'm not taking the time to look at all the little details. I'm almost positive there's going to be a bunch. I feel like it's going to be one of those shows where we're going to see all these little hints and Easter eggs all over that if we've been paying, or I should say me, I know some of you out there probably already got it, but I do feel like on the finale, we're going to see a bunch of little things that they're going to point out that were like, oh, here's a hint, there's a hint, there's a hint. But we were so distracted by the comedy and the premise of the show that it was missed. Yeah, the plot thickens. And now that, with her accepting that this pregnancy and the marriage is a reality, we saw that her world is now in color. So I'm thinking this is a breakthrough in her potentially resisting whatever's going on right now, but it's so hard to tell with this show and where they're going with it so far. But that's what I'm going to take it as. I'm going to take that her painting the whole room with color, or maybe not her, maybe it's the simulation or whatever, might be either a reward system from whatever this program is for her buying into it again or choosing to buy into the fantasy again, or, as I said before, her actual consciousness starting to break through and be like, this is not real, and slowly trying to bring her back to whatever the actual reality is right now. So I enjoyed this episode a lot. If you guys have any more, as I said, any theories, any clues, if you know what that symbol that we keep seeing means, please put that in the comments below. Let me know. Again, try to keep the spoilers light. I don't want to know everything quite yet, especially if we are following some sort of comic storyline, but I love to get into those discussions with you guys and just kind of learn the stuff that I don't know. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more from this geeky face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya.